I'm Marty. The next section of the video training program is on measuring horizontal blinds. Before you start to measure, one of the most important things you can do is to go get yourself a good tape measure that you feel comfortable with. I recommend the 16-foot Stanley Fat Max. It has a very long standout for the widest windows. It's a sturdy blade, it fits good in your hand, and it's easy to read. The starting point of any measure is to evaluate your window and to find out where your brackets are going to mount. Your hand sample comes with a universal bracket. These universal brackets are made to mount in several different positions, such as this. They pop open, inside, outside, modified inside mount. Use these brackets in the field to determine where you're going to mount your window. We'll be talking about three mounting positions: the full inside mount, the outside mount, and the modified inside mount. Let's start with the inside mount. The inside mount is also known as IB or inside bracket. In this case, the brackets will be mounted and the blind will be inside because there is a significant enough recess to put it completely inside the recess. Like this. In this case, you want to take your width measurement first. You're going to measure in three places: top, middle, and bottom. Of those three measurements, you want to record the smallest of those three on your order form. The factory will deduct up to a ½ an inch of that measurement so that the headrail fits into the brackets nicely. The next thing you want to do is you want to measure your height. Measure your height in three places as well: left side, middle, right side. This time of your three measurements, you want to use your longest ones so that it ensures you have coverage on the lowest part of your window. In an inside bracket, the factory is going to provide a valance. The valance will not have returns. It will be cut off 90 degrees on the end, and it also fits nicely all the way back into the recess. The next mount I want to cover is the outside bracket. The outside mount is also called OB, or the outside bracket. In this case, you might have something on the window like a 45-degree window stop that you don't feel comfortable or it is not able to be mounted on, such as this window right here. It has a window stop that's at 45 degrees. In this case, I'm going to decide to go to the outside. So the outside bracket will mount somewhere up in this area. I'm going to find a nice flat area to where the bracket feels like it's in a good place. I'm going to mark it with a pencil. I use the other bracket for the opposite side. Go ahead and mount it. And I'm going to take a good hard measurement between those two. I've also marked the top of it. I'm going to measure both sides. A good idea as it gets wider is to measure the middle as well. In this case, the factory does not take any deductions. If you need a deduction, you need to take that deduction yourself. All blinds are produced with valances. In this case, the valance will have returns. So the returns will come to the side up to the molding, and the standard return size on an outside mount is 2½ inches. The last mounting position I want to cover is a modified inside mount. Modified inside mount is almost exactly like the inside mount. You do the same thing with measuring your width in three places. You find and record the smallest of the width measurements. You measure your height in three locations, and you find and record the longest of those three measurements. But in this case, we've got one more measurement to take. The valance is going to have a return on it that is not a full 2½ inches. It's not a straight, flat, one-sided valance. It's going to have a return on it. So in this case, I've spun this window around, and in this case I'm going to go ahead and use a modified inside mount. It is inside, but it's going to protrude enough to where I want to put a return on the side of the valance. In that case, like I said, you do your three measurements on your width, record the smallest. 1, 2, 3. Record the smallest. Do your three on your height. 1, 2, 3. Record the largest, and then your final measurement has got to be for the stop. You want to record where your bracket's going to sit and how deep that is inside the window frame. This one's about 3/4 of an inch. With 3/4 of an inch, I'm going to subtract that from the 2.5 standard return, and I'm going to report that as my return size. Thanks for your time. Hopefully you'll have a lot of success measuring blinds. Always remember, be kind to the blind. Training program is on